What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. It is your girl, Miss Honey. We are here for Power Season 5, Episode 8, A Friend of the Family. Power is slowly winding down. We have 2 more episodes. I got my earphones in. You see that I am going to watch and react, and that is the review that you're going to get for this week. We're going to try and see how it works. New to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget that little bell right next to that. If you just ring that, that would be real sweet. As well as thumbs up, and comment down below. You guys, let's get into this episode. Here we go. Okay, so the show opens where it left off with Tasha and Angela and James in Angela's apartment. And James has just made this, martyrdom speech about if anyone's going to turn themselves in to the police to save their family, it's going to be me. He's walking out the door, and Angela starts questioning him like he's on the stand. Of course, he can't answer any of the questions. He's stumbling. He's like, if you give me a minute, I'll get some of these answers. And Tasha's like, the judge is not going to give you a minute. The prosecutor's not going to give you a minute. Like, no, you need to know the answers. And he was like, and Angela just tells him, this isn't going to work. We have to figure out a different way to get this done. And so James then reveals that he wants to frame Andre Coleman, for the situation. And he tells Tasha to hold on to that gun. You keep that gun safe. I'm gonna when I ask for it, I want you to be able to give it to me or whatever. Walks on out, and then Tasha tells Angela framing somebody is the right idea, but it's the wrong person. You ever heard of Kanan 50 Cent Petty Cent? You ever heard of Petty Cent? That's who we go frame. Okay, now pause. Omari Hardwick is not doing his best acting work. I am just seeing throughout this episode where he is falling short. Either he doesn't believe in the script, or they are redoing it so many times that it loses something by the time they get a scene that they want to show. I know they film multiple scenes of the same scene, multiple versions of the same scene sometime. But Omari Hardwick is acting is so boo. Like, I've been listening to reviews and people talk about how great he's doing this season. I'm just like, y'all watching the same season I'm watching? Like, he's the worst. Tamika, aka Benson and Hedges, Mock, Blanca, Donovan comes in later, Stacks, they sitting there and they going over things. Silver's gone. They discovered that he's gone. Obviously he's ran. His office says leave of absence, but his apartment is cleaned out. He's gotta be in the wind, right? Which makes Tasha's story that much more faulty, of course. And we need to put some more pressure on Teresa. No, we don't want to put too much pressure on Teresa because we don't want that to fall through. No, but we take Proctor and use the Teresa pressure with Proctor and see if we can get Proctor to talk, okay? And also, don't let Angela know none of this. Don't let Angela know none of this, because we finna bring her down too. So they are talking about all the people they still got a subpoena. They're still trying to build this case. Keisha is one of the people. When Donovan comes in, he is revealing that there is no surveillance tape from this incident that Teresa was talking about. Well, obviously there's no surveillance tape. I mean, Dre and Two-Bit and Mookie sitting there. Dre come in. He want to know what's tea. Like, what y'all do? Did y'all get rid of Diego and Ghost? And they was like, oh, Ghost didn't show up. Kanan showed up. Well, did y'all shoot Kanan instead? Because they were supposed to shoot Ghost. Did y'all shoot Kanan instead? And Two-Bit was like, cause you didn't cause you didn't tell me to. And he was like, well, why you didn't call me? Cause you didn't tell me to call you. Okay, it's this moment, Dre, that you know that this ninja is hostile. Like, a hostile witness, immediately you just got to look at him differently. Even Mook acting out of order. You know what I'm saying? So he tells them, next time you get a shot to kill either one of them, make sure you take it. Cristobal walks in, he casket sharp, and him and Dre going down to talk about the club. And 2-Bit, you know, makes a little comment. Dre asked 2-Bit and Mookie to get him the room, you know, to be out. And he tells Cristobal that when we get down here, you call me Mr. Coleman. You know, he was like, why? He was like, just do what I tell you to do. I was like, boy, you trying to be 2 inches taller any way you can. Tommy's apartment, and Kanan is just sitting there on the couch reading like Mademoiselle magazine or something. and Dre and not Dre, Tommy and Ghost are talking. And you know, Tommy can't believe that they rolled on Diego without him, and he just, you know, he's just like, what do you mean? Like he's dead, like he just did. And you know, Omari Hardwick is like, yeah, I mean, the opportunity presented itself, and you know, we just got that done. And Kanan's like, I got his head. I got the nigga's head in the bag if you want it. You want to see it? I got it on ice. Just let me know. He getting a text from Tariq. So Ghost asked him if he could have the room for a minute. He's like, he always asking me to leave, and he leaves on out. He leaving on out anyway because he got to go get his son, right? Talking about Kanan. And it's conversation between Tommy and James is just so, like I said, Omari Hardwick is not acting his best. He was like, we just gonna frame Dre. Like, yeah, you know, he wants Tommy's help to frame Dre for, you know, for Ray Ray's death so that he can protect Tariq, you know. And it's just the way that he's bringing this conversation up to Tommy. It's the way that all of these conversations is happening. Like, it's indicative of what's happening with the script. This script is pieced together. Like, there's no thoughtfulness in this season at all. I don't give a flying foot what anyone says. These conversations let us know that this season is rushed. We just trying to get to season 7. Season 6. We just trying to get to that season where it will be Ghost against Tariq. That's it. Everything else in between this point and that point is going to be rushed. It's forced. It's not thoughtful. It's not well done. It's not well acted. It's not believable. It isn't. It doesn't have to be 100% believable. Of course, it doesn't have to be completely void of all, you know, of all fiction. It's at the same time like, come on, y'all know the acting was dope in season 1 and season 2. Like, right now, what we getting right here, come on, y'all. I know. Anyway, let's move on. Proctor and Stacks come out the elevator, and of course, you know, there's no love lost between the two of them. They always riding each other's balls about one thing or another. Proctor sees his cousin, you know, waves at him, and he goes on in the office with Mock, and then Mock just lays out this whole story about how he think the security officer or corrections officer was killed, you know, in prison by James St. Patrick. You know, this is all thanks to Teresa. And the reason why James chose Proctor is because Proctor is good at what he does. He is good at getting the guilty off. He knows the law. He's slick with it, the whole 9. We kind of see a little glimpse of this Proctor during this conversation, because everything that Mock hits at him, Proctor hits it back over the fence. Like, he's not letting any of them balls hit the ground. At the same time, you know, this season we've just seen Proctor just come across real weak, like real not smart. Although he's got that tape. He's got that tape of Markham. He's got it on a laptop in a safe deposit box. But my whole point is that this whole cast used to move differently. This whole cast used to move differently as a storyline. Like, we would never have seen Proctor sitting in the office with like he wouldn't even, they wouldn't even got him off the street. Like, he's that kind of lawyer. He's that good in the game. And it just seems like all of our characters got their pants down this season. Tariq and Kanan in what looks like a warehouse apartment or whatever, and Kanan's going over everything with them. He puts, you know, some, you know, a load of weed down, a load of coke down, a load of pills down. That's Xanax. And they go over the math on how much Kanan paid on his side wholesale and how much RICO gonna chop it up and sell it for. Like, the pills go for $5. You can sell it for $10 at your high-end school or resort pricing, $15 a pill. And RICO's like, yeah, that's almost $15,000. And Kanan was like, ho, 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 I get 11 grand of that. And Tariq is like, what? I was like, yeah, you need to hold that thought right there. That's the thought you need to have throughout your career as a drug dealer. That's how your daddy moved up. Your daddy moved up from them street prices and moved up the wholesale level. Okay. And the conversation about the classes that Tariq is taking, and they ain't teaching you nothing up there in that school. I'm gonna show you how to chop and lock this thing down, and so you can make you some real, you know, loot. Yeah, he's showing him how it works, how this product breakdown thing works. So then we get to see Dre and Cristobal. They go to meet the young lady that's handling the hotels for the white folks. Whatever, Courtney. She just hands him the keys to the kingdom, tells Dre she'll talk to him about the travel plans. She'll call him about his travel plans to Paris, and they out. You know, like, again, another one of these just filler, passive-aggressive scenes. It was completely unnecessary. It wasn't a meeting. It was just Cristobal was going to pick up the Mickey Fricky keys. Like, Kanan goes to meet with Vince. Y'all know this is the Italian side. And he takes Reek with him. Reek is sitting just behind Dre on a seat. And the Italians want to know, you know, they running low. Is he here to, you know, because Kanan worked for Tommy. You here to push weight for Tommy? And he is like, nah. Tommy got beef with an old friend of his, Ghost. And Tariq is like, yeah, basically, Ghost is the one that shot up y'all and got your friend shot in the leg, all of this, you know what I'm saying? So he got to try to work all that shit out with him. And Tommy's gonna be off the reservation for a little while. So it was some good stuff. I know I could get that for you. Let me be the new connect, and then we could just go from there. So the two Italian dudes say something in Italian, and Reek obviously understands Italian. So Kane is like, what did he say? And Tariq tells him. And so, you know, it's just a moment. Like, he's taking him deeper down the rabbit hole. We also getting to see that Tariq is a really, really smart kid, well-rounded. So all the money and time and education they put into him, he's going to take all of that and spend it around and be in the dope game against his daddy. Be a criminal nemesis against his daddy, thanks to Kanan. Okay, this is basically what's happening. See Ghost in the car with Tommy. This is where they're going. They're going to spy on Dre. They see Dre and Cristobal come out of the meeting, and they have this little conversation in the car about they look like us, meaning Dre and Cristobal. And Ghost is just trying to figure out why would Dre be bringing Cristobal in the club. Like, it's just a moment of the original James Ghost St. Patrick, but then it goes right back to being lame ass Omari Hardwick when Tommy says, you know, you know, good. It doesn't that matter why he's here at the club or why he's bringing Cristobal in. We know where his body is. We'll just come and we'll get him here. Y'all know Tommy is the bull in the china shop, and he want to go because he got this dinner he got to get to. And James is like, oh, you didn't even invite a brother. You know what I'm saying? It's insincere. It doesn't even matter. And then he says, well, oh, that's right. I'm not family like that. That's your other family. You know, you still drinking Teresa's Kool-Aid. And of course, this puts Tommy in the defense. And he was like, well, if you wasn't so secretive, maybe we would be more of a family. And then he gets on out and walks off. I was just like, listen, another missed opportunity. Another missed opportunity to open this storyline up on a different level. I know it's not as gratuitous, but it is it's not feasible. It's not plausible that all of these things have happened and we have not had sincere conversation between Tommy and James. They've been brothers since school, since middle school. Like, what? It's not plausible. It's not feasible. It's not logical. Like, don't dumb it down for us like this. This conversation that he had, it was just okay, Tariq goes home, steps off the elevator. Tasha and Angela sitting there. And when Tariq walks up, he's like, what is she here pointing Angela to arrest you? Okay, so you know full on Italian, but you don't know Angela is not an arresting officer but a federal prosecutor. Whatever. Okay. So they get into this whole thing of how they're going to frame. Like, the series of questions that they're asking them keeps leading him back to Kanan, which is, how did you know Kanan? How did you know Ray Ray? Jukebox. Jukebox is dead now. He killed Jukebox. And Kanan also killed his own son, which Tariq was very close to Sean, but he doesn't even blink in this whole conversation. Realizes that his mom and Angela trying to frame Kanan like they framed Kanan to put him in jail back many years ago, him and his dad, her and his dad. And you know, there's this exchange between Naturi Naughton and Tariq's character where he is saying, you're working with her, meaning Angela, the one person that tore our family apart and tried to put dad in jail for the one thing he didn't do. And basically he doesn't want any part of it. And she goes ahead, Naturi Naughton, and lets him know that no, nobody is closer to you. Nobody is better to you. Nobody is supposed to be better to you than me. I have fought for you since the day you was born, that type of thing. And he is just like, he's not feeling it, he's not having it, and he storms off. And this is what I'm saying, Naturi Naughton is a great actress. Like, she's the one that's keeping it going to me this season, and I just don't understand why they won't write her a storyline of strength. Tommy has his daddy and his stepmama over to have dinner. Keisha is there. She's cooking the dinner, and you know, Connie says, "So you have a cook? When have you ever seen a cook dressed in 6-inch heels and a Fashion Nova dress, girl? Goodbye." Goodbye. And it's kind of like that through the whole dinner, where they kind of questioning her, loyalty and all of this. Tommy reassures her, Keisha reassures her. They don't know each other from a can of paint, but this is the storyline we pushing right now. So we just gonna go with it, like Keisha and Tommy are lovers for the ages, and we already know she gonna end up like Holly. You know what I'm saying? She gonna end up like Holly, except her memorial service won't be half as touching. To see Angela and Mark. And Mark comes into her office. Y'all know she promised him that she would recommend him for a job. Now he doing this all for recommendation, or so he seems, because the only tidbit he gives her is that Stacks is holding it close to the chest. Now Stacks has got a CI that's gonna turn on Tommy, which is what she wants. She wants some information on Tommy Egan. But he won't tell you who the CI is, some old guy. Well, first of all, you just told it, number one. Number two, again, aren't you Stacks' superior, Mark? So we're back at the condo, and Tasha still got that gun. The only piece of evidence they have connecting Tariq or their family with Ray Ray's death, she still got it wrapped in a dinner napkin. She just carrying around. Now she putting it in the safe. Like, I was just like, you know, they had this conversation and you know, of course, James is like, got everything in place. We got one more piece, and then we're just going to have Dre framed up, and then I'm just going to go ahead and kill him. And then bada bing, bada boom, we're done. Like, yeah, just casual conversation. And she's like, well, wouldn't it be better to frame someone else? And she goes through the loop, and he's like, I don't even know what we talking about. Like, what day is it? What are we saying? Like, he just don't get it. Kanan, she talking about Kanan, you dumbass. Okay, so he's like, I mean, Dre is the one that Kanan saved her son. She was like, boy, please, you're not looking at Kanan more closely, because to link Kanan to this situation is to link yourself to the killing of our daughter, to the degradation of our son, to everything that has happened. It will lay it at your doorstep, therefore making it your fault. And he is just like, it's Dre. Okay, so Tommy and Keisha get back to her apartment. Not really sure why she didn't stay at his house, but okay, so they get back there, and you know, he about to get that good, and somebody knocking at the door. They do this little fake exchange where he try to act like he would be moderately jealous if it's a dude at the door. It's a process server. She's been served. She has her doubts about, you know, wanting to go any further, get involved, to lie on stage and in court, and I don't know, and this is why you know, y'all know how Keisha is, and of course Tommy has to calm her down. He has to assuage her. He has to make her feel like they in this thing together, because now she feeling like, oh, you just tried to get back with me to get this done. And he's like, no, you gonna testify. They need you to testify. You're gonna vouch. You're gonna do what you gotta do. Talk to Tasha. Tasha's a smart girl, and then we not gonna have anything to do with either one of them, Tasha or Ghost. We're gonna get out with them because they ain't no good for us. It's gonna be me and you together, boo. It's just what she need to hear. Long deep kiss. Then we see Ghost go into Dre's room, and he just knock on the door. Dre laying across the bed after he done put his drugs in a simple book bag right there. The book bag is right there with the drugs in it. Goes. You don't even have to, you want to come on in the room a little bit more? You want to sit on the edge of the bed? You want to look around your son's room? No, you don't want to do all that, because that'll tear the storyline apart. Being an actual parent on this in this episode of this season would tear the whole storyline apart. So let's just stand at the door and ask some random ass questions about Kanan. You don't even tell your son, hey, how you doing? I love you. How is school going? None of that. It's just this bullshit about Kanan. Like, this whole shit just is starting to really, really piss me off. I know y'all can tell. Anywho, Tariq calls him on Breeze's death, and James want to know if Kanan told him that. He finally goes over and sits down next to Tariq. He doesn't touch him. He just says, I'm your father. I'm here to make sure you have a future. That's my job. And if anybody goes to jail, it's me that's going to jail. So you going to jail, not mine. He says, well, I don't want nobody to go to jail. This goes, but if somebody go to jail, it'll be me. He gets up and walks out. And I mean, if I'm not mistaken, he don't even tell the kid goodbye. He don't touch the kid or nothing. He walk out. As he walking out, Tasha is coming in with a laundry basket, and it's just like passing scenes. It's just like and scene, and then they just exchange actors or actresses. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even, they not even trying, y'all. They not even trying with us. I'm just letting you know straight up and down, they not even trying with us, okay? So Tasha tells Tariq, we need to talk. Okay, so Kanan went in pool against Tommy. They have a conversation where Kanan once again puts a little salt in the game and lets Tommy know that how Diego was got. And because James made a deal with Dre, where you just got to worry about what the other side of the deal was. Like, what was the bargaining chip? In order to kill kill Diego, Dre got to do what? Kill me? This is what Kanan's saying, to kill you. He know it's Jason, but of course he putting a bug in Tommy's ear. When Ghost come in, he asks for the room And Tommy tell him Kanan don't have to leave. Kanan does leave, and then they go over this silly, ridiculous, redunculous, unthought out, dumbass plan about how to frame and drugs and back in the day and put the head here and do this and do that. Then they dap out and be done. Like, so we see Kanan now loading up the trunk with money and drugs, and he got Tariq there. Like, Tariq has just left the house, and he is just chilling in the dark under the bridge with Kanan, and Kanan has a little conversation here, and Tariq says his dad is gonna frame himself, and you can't trust your dad with that, and he's gonna frame Dre and make Dre look like he did it. And he said, well, that do sound like your daddy, and maybe it will happen. Close the trunk. And Tariq puts his fingerprint on that trunk button and lets that trunk down. Doop. I was like, oh, okay, I see that now. I see that. Now, that does seem like a little season 1, season 2 type thing. I'm making a note of that. I'm putting a pin in that. Okay, so Councilman Tate is there. He's there, hat in hand, tail between his legs. Ghost got the better hand. I mean, James got the upper hand on him. And Ghost lays out the whole story about, you know, Dre. Dre must have been selling drugs and the money, and now he's selling them out of the Bennett Club, and you need to disassociate yourself with him, especially if you plan on winning governorship. And Councilman Tate is looking like, are you serious right now? Yeah, this is what you need to do, because he about to go down, and if you're not careful, you're going to go down with him. Okay. Oh, by the way, Kanan got Tariq out there on the whole stroll trying to get rid of a couple of dime bags just to see how he gonna do. Okay, this after he done told the whole story about how Ghost used to lead them all the time and let them deal with the police, talking about him and Tommy. Then we get to see Proctor come in what has got to be the contrived scene ever of this season. And that is when Proctor comes in and gives this half-hearted type conversation with Ghost that is really leading James to tell about what happened to the correctional officer, leading James to tell if there's witnesses. And James is like, what's going on? What's happening? And I feel like, okay, this looked like a little glimpse of season 1, season 2 Ghost, but nah, he want to talk more about what would happen if he turned himself in, and what would happen to the people around him if he turned himself in. And Proctor is like, well, they gonna dig into your family. If you turn yourself in, they gonna dig, and just try to see how big and how far this thing go. You know what I'm saying? Trump style, Mueller style, right? And James is like, okay. And so Proctor's like, look, you need to just tell me everything and just really let me in on all the intricate details of your plans and all of that. And that the more you tell me, the more you let me know. Now, even though you have spent every moment as his attorney saying, don't tell me, I don't want to know, the less I know the better. Now you telling him, tell me more. James is like, okay, all right, thank you so much, thanks for coming in today, talk to you later, bye. I was like, this is some bullcrap. Okay, so we see Tasha and Keisha, and Tasha, of course, is preoccupied. Keisha's trying to tell her about the subpoena. Tasha smooths it over. I don't need you to lie about this. I just need you to lie about that. And Keisha was like, no. Hell no. All I got is me. You know what I'm saying? I don't get involved with the judicial system like that. You know, furthermore, you haven't been that great of a friend to me. You've been using me from day one. You use me for this. You use me to run money through my business. I see your baby all the time, Jasmine, the one your mama is raising to be a drunk. Jasmine over there learning how to drink from her grandmama. I always have a little Jazzy over here. But when the last time you seen my son? And Tasha at first is like, you right. You know, but she got to think fast. Keisha want to know where Silver is. She can't tell her that Silver's not there. So she goes and she apologizes. You right. I haven't been the best friend and woo, but I just need this one thing just to keep us all safe. And Keisha hits her with another little bit. And Tasha is just like, you do it for Tommy. I was like, oh. Hold it in the road, Tasha. Hold it in the road. I think kindness is going to work for you better than this. But she can't do it. She need to get this done quick, fast, and in a hurry. We got to get to season 6. Okay, where we can get between, we can have a whole nother storyline between Ghost and his son. Like, we need to get through this season. Come on, Tasha, I need you to do this thing. And Tasha's like, nah, I'm not. I mean, Keisha, I need you to do this thing. And Keisha's like, I don't think I'm gonna do it. But this goes back to the conversation that the Teresa's was having with her. Are you that ride or die chick? Like, can you do that time? Can you do that stint for your man? I say no. But Keisha thinking like, I might have to do this, right? Then we see Kanan pick Tariq up from the block. Tariq supposedly got rid of all the drugs really fast. Come to find out, he did get rid of the drugs. He sold all of them. He got counterfeit money. Him and Dre. This all at lunchtime now. This all at lunchtime in our lunch break. Tariq realized he got fake money. He see the dudes while him and Kanan driving. Y'all, he hustling backwards, man. And they see the guys, and Tariq is like, give me that strap. Circle the block. Goes around and gets out with the gun. You know, he doesn't shoot, but he's just like giving them all the rhetoric, all the conversation. Like, give me that money. I don't want no trouble now. Throws the drugs on the ground, gets the drugs, gets back in the car. They talk about Sean. Yeah, you kill your son. And how could you kill your son? And he was like, I ain't had no DNA test this Kanan. I ain't had no DNA test. I have no way of proving that was my son. I should have checked, and he wasn't loyal, and this is how you reward loyalty. And Tariq is like, but he was your son. How could you kill somebody you love? And so with a straight face, in one of the most poignant moments that 50 Cent has had on this show, Petty Cent has had on this show, he says, some niggas say you ain't a real nigga till you do. And he look at him like, yeah, that's your cue. That's your trigger to know that I want you to kill your daddy. Okay, so let's talk about this conversation between Ghost and Dre. They're at James's club. Ian walks Dre. Dre is talking about his new position as the international general manager of the Bassett Hotels. And of course, James is like, I don't give a fuck. You owe me a body. Like, you were supposed to kill Jason. And he was like, and Dre was like, first of all, you didn't even kill Diego. That was Kanan. And James was like, it doesn't even matter. That was you owe me the body. Get it done. Like, you didn't do it. Like, how we gonna rectify this situation? And it's just this sort of, you know, cock measuring. They both throw it out there to see which one is bigger. I don't know who came out the largest. They both seem mediocre to me. You know, this conversation about you've learned a lot since being my mentee. James talking to Dre, and Dre is like, thanks for the tips, but I gotta go. He also makes reference to the fact that he wants Kanan and Tommy to stop associating with his crew and trying to get his crew, you know, rally his crew up and stuff like that. He doesn't want all of that. Stay out of my business. You know what I'm saying? I'm busy out here making money. And he tells James that you got a leak in your crew. You need to figure out who that leak is. And it just never occurs to anyone. It never occurs to anyone to just reveal. It never occurs to Dre in this moment to sort of reveal to him the start of this thing, which was Kanan showing himself to be alive and threatening his family, Dre's family and his daughter, and putting him in this position where he couldn't tell Ghost about the fact that he was kind of wooing Tariq. Like, this conversation never comes up. They're not putting it together. We're just coming in with these one-liners and this rhetoric and this demeanor that's supposed to be storyline. It's just demeanor. demeanor. It's not storyline. And that's what we're all reading. We're reading demeanor wrong. The storyline isn't giving us anything because it's smoke and mirrors. Like it's not, there's no substance there for us to read. So we're reading demeanor. Basically, in a lot of these characters, the way he looked, the way he said it, the way he did it, the way he walked off, like there's no meat here. There's no meat here. There's just crumbs and bones. And this conversation is just proof of that. Okay, Proctor's meeting with his cousin in the truck, right? His cousin's got the laptop. Why? I don't know, because Proctor locked it in a safe, but that's fine. Proctor has this exchange with him about not being able to trust Tommy and James. He like them, he think they fun and all, but how their relationship started was they took the problem that his wife had and used it against him, which was cocaine. I thought they was both using in the beginning, but I'm prepared to be wrong about that. And he just kind of, you know, disavowing all knowledge about his relationship with Ghost. Like it wasn't ever really something that was tangible like that. He was doing it all under duress. I mean, it sounds like he thinks he's being recorded. And he also lets them know that he can't trust them to have his back. They would have Angela's back first. He would be the last person. And he's probably right about that. And he's thinking about snitching, but he's going to have to ask for immunity and go in the wit set. Tariq and Kanan riding along. They having conversation. They talking. And the cops pull them over. This is the only scene I can see that Courtney Kemp and her writers, her directors, her producers put a lot of energy into. I can see how well put together this scene is. Even though she says in the episode summary that she does in the end that they had filmed 2 different ways, I can just tell that this was a scene that they had put a lot of energy into. From the conversation that Kanan is having with Tariq in terms of how to deal with the officer, move slow. These are the dudes, you know what I'm saying? These ain't security guards. These are the dudes that'll kill you over Lucy. That's the Eric Garner reference. Like, it is a very, very thoughtful scene. And I know that it is because the hairs on the back of my neck are standing up. Y'all know I got like a little PTSD when it comes to police officers. So the lights and the 2 black men in the car and the stuff they asking for and the knocking on the glass with that flashlight, the butt of that flashlight. Ooh, y'all, it just makes my whole body tense. And so at this moment, I'm not really looking at them as like 50 Cent and Tariq, but like 2 black men that I know, and I don't want anything bad to happen to them. Like, I don't want this to pop off wrong because I don't know what's going to happen. But basically, when they ask to look in the trunk, they look in the trunk, they find the gun. They pick up the flap and they find the gun. And so it's at this moment that Tommy and Ghost supposed to get together and get Dre got and frame Dre. So James is in the safe back at the condo, try to look for the gun, but the gun ain't there because Tariq, his Tasha done gave the gun to Tariq, her minor child, to plant on this killer. Like, what the fuck? What kind of family are y'all? What kind of children? Anyway, so obviously Tariq has planted it some type of way. He's slick, you know, he real nickel slick. And so, you know, when the police was like, we found a gun in the back, and tell them what kind of gun, and Kanan's like, that's a bitch gun, I wouldn't have that gun. And so then they say, put your hands on the hood, you know what I'm saying, get out the car, put your hands on the hood. This kid has been reported as kidnapped. Is this guy taking you against your will, Tariq? And Tariq is like, he was my friend Sean's father. I didn't think, I thought I would be safe with him. And he was like, Tariq, tell them, let them know, show them what a real killer do. Like that was a hint. Like, all right, now you know I know some things about you too. Like, yeah. And Tariq is like, yeah, I'm being held against my will. And so it was like, man, go on. So Kanan was like, man, go on, take him. So they take Tariq and put him in the back of the police car. Kanan had already said he wasn't going back to jail. So when he said don't make the handcuffs too tight, he turned around and switched on the police officer, shot him in the head, shot the other police officer. Now it's 4. It's 2 in like a plain clothes car, a plain car, and 2 in a police car, right? So he shoot the 2 plain clothes one, bam bam, and then he has a quick shootout with the police officers in the car that Tariq is in. kill both of them. One he shoot and wounds. Now meanwhile they done shot him in the shoulder and got him in the belly. And as soon as they got him in the belly, I was like, But he walks up to the dude, and the dude is like, no, 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 no. And he is right there by the door that Tariq is, the car that Tariq is in. And so Tariq is thinking, oh no, he's gonna kill me too. Like, I'm sure that was a part of his terror. But he kills the guy right in front of Tariq, and then walks off and gets in the plain police car, drives down a little bit. Of course his gut is bleeding bad. He's coughing up blood. It's coming up through his and on the side of the steering wheel like dead. I was like, what? Okay, yeah, it could have been better. The scene was great. The scene was great. But I really wanted there to be an unpacking of just how much Kanan, how many lies and how much lies and deceit that Kanan had weaved together. Unpacking that conversation, unpacking that mess would have just let everybody know how easy it is for somebody to come in and breathe in everybody's ear and keep shit going. Like, but we not gonna have that conversation, because if we had that conversation, then we wouldn't have season 6, which is supposed to be the piece of resistance. Now, mind you, Ghost is still back at the house looking for the gun. He see Tasha. Tasha tell him Tariq got the gun. You wouldn't listen to me and Angela. This frame up is really going to work. And Ghost is like, you don't understand. I had to set up and you just messed up everything. And how could you do it? I mean, he is kicking and fussing and fighting and throwing shit like a small child. Ghost, you ain't the only one with common sense. Now, it was dumb as hell for her to involve her son, but at the same time, y'all could have put y'all heads together and came with a mutually reasonable plan if you wasn't so always so busy trying to act like you so such and much in the head, when you have proven yourself to be the dumbest bag sack of potatoes I have seen this side of the Mississippi. Like, really, really, bring back James, bring back Ghost, season 1 Ghost, season 1 James. Like, I don't know you. They're down at the police station. Of course, they're going to release Tariq to his parents, and Tasha is doing this. Hey, son, are you okay? Still no tears, no nada. Blanca is there, and she wants to question Tasha. She has questions for all of them, but you first, Tasha. And Tasha gets her stuff and goes on, and she lets them know that Kanan was a friend of the family, and she doesn't know if he was there at the house during Raina's wake, but you can ask Keisha Grant, and Keisha Grant confirms, you know, ride or die, girl, that's your man, keep that penis any way you can. And she confirms that, yeah, he was there in the house during the wake. Kanan was. And you know, they got this music playing in the background. It's like do 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 do. I was like, oh, it's all just folly. We're just wrapping it up in a nice neat little bow. We see Angela walking as the music is playing, and she got a box, and then we flash back to now the whole family is in an interrogation room, and it's the police officer is there, the male police officer, not Blanca, and Tariq is telling the story about how he was afraid, and I'm so sorry, officer. It's so unbelievable, because first of all, he's black. Like, they don't really show us respect like that, interrogation or otherwise. It don't even matter. Like, and Tasha is like, oh yeah, really a believable story. I was just like, okay. Ghost is back there just listening to his son lying, and he realizes to himself, gosh, he's a pretty good liar. Like, yeah, your wife is too. You guys are a family of liars. Raina was never gonna survive in this family. You guys can't be trusted. No. Okay, so they on their way out. They free to go. Y'all, all the charges are clear. This is all wrapped up nice and neat. We put this at Kanan's doorstep, at a friend of a family doorstep. All of this whole Ray situation, this has all been rectified. We are clean as a whistle on this. Let's go home. Do. They coming down the hall, and St. Patrick's going this way, and Angela coming this way, and she see Blanca, and she give Blanca the box, and she was like, yeah, it turns out Ray was just a corrupt cop, and so you right, it is below my pay grade. And she gives her the evidence box. She walks off and do. Yeah, y'all are smart as shit. Y'all got this shit wrapped up. Yes, honey. Sister wives come through, right? Okay, we see Tommy waiting on Ghost to come down. They supposed to be the only family, obviously, Kanan had to identify the body. Okay, so this conversation at the end is they're waiting for the coroner to come in behind the glass and uncover Kanan's body so they can identify it. And basically, this is just the setup for the next 2 episodes, which is the end of this season and the upcoming season, where Tommy sort of goes over, you kill Bobby and Ricky and Johnny and Mike and all of my friends. And how many more people are you going to kill without telling me? Like, killing them is okay, but you need to give me a heads up. And Kanan said you would do all of this. Again, another contrived storyline. It's not believed by Joseph Sikora, the actor who plays Tommy. It's not received in earnest by Omari Hardwick, aka James Ghost St. Patrick. Like, this conversation is just to set up the next scene, to set up the fact that they are having this, you know, this separation, this sort of parting of the ways, the separation of the two powers, so to speak. It's so contrived. I don't even want to go over it. Like, to discuss it would be like discussing the opening of a cereal box. Like, I don't know where this acting is going. I don't know if Omari Hardwick has found out that he's gonna be killed off soon and he has just checked out. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but there's a lot of fool-la-la going on in this episode, like not sincere acting. I did love that rap song at the end when they cover Kanan body up. And Tommy says, rest in peace, you sick, you tough son of a gun. You know, it's just a moment. But that rap at the end was really, really good. I like that. And I like that song they was playing during the interrogation. That was really cute. So basically, I was here for the soundtrack. You guys tell me what you think. Put it down below. Let me know. Let's talk about it. This is Power Season 6. Episode 8, Kanan is dead. A friend of the family. Boom. Oh. I love